नमस्कार साथीहरु, वेलकम अल अफ यु टु माई च्यानल। आजको डिस्कसनमा हामी चाहिँ अब रिसिभेबल एनालाइसिसको बारेमा छलफल गर्नेछौँ र अन्डर रिसिभेबल एनालाइसिस अब हामीले के गर्नु पर्यो त सो दैट द चान्सेस अफ प्रोबेबल ब्याड डेट वुड बी लोअर, त्यसको बारेमा पनि छलफल गर्नेछौँ। एट द सेम टाइम how we could analyze the receivable, that is the basic purpose of आजको डिस्कसन। साथीहरु चाहिँ अब जेनरली हामी के विचार गर्छौँ भने साथीहरु चाहिँ अब सेलर से दैट वी डोन्ट वान्ट टु सेल द गुड्स और सर्भिसेस अन द क्रेडिट, बट मार्केट इज सो कम्पिटेटिभ फ्रेन्ड्स। त्यस्तो होइन कि तपाईले नगद कारोबार मात्र गर्नुहुन्छ भन्ने छैन। फेरि द्याट्स वाइ देयर इज अ नीड अफ एनालाइसिस अफ रिसिभेबल, द्याट इज द बेसिक कन्टेक्स्ट अफ आजको डिस्कसन। र रिसिभेबल भनेको चाहिँ द्याट कुड बी टु टाइप्स हियर। वान इज कल्ड account receivable, which arises from the sale of goods or services on credit informally, where customers do not provide any written promise to pay the dues on time, while in case of note receivable भनेको चाहिँ customer would provide the written promise to pay the dues on time together with the interest भन्ने बुझ्नु पर्यो। Now let's move to the friends that is the credit terms। अब credit term भनिसकेपछि for example when you are selling the goods or services to your customer, then it's always good to analyze your customer potential, everything, right? We also say that it's 5 C's of the customer. But what about this 2/10 net 30 friends? That means if the customer pay within 10 days, customer will receive the 2% cash discount provided by the seller, and total credit period भनेको net period भनेको that is the 30 days. Now the question is about what would be our cost of trade credit. Okay, now you have to recall this equation जस्तो कि for example discount percentage divided by 100 minus discount percentage into 360, that is the number of days in a year, divided by credit period minus discount period. Now in this example friends, discount percentage भनेको 2%, discount period is 10 days, and credit period is that is the 30 days. So once you solve these questions, we came to know that that is the 0.3673, that is once you multiply with the 100, 36.73 percentage is our cost of trade credit भन्छौँ साथीहरु चाहिँ। र that is all about from the seller perspective. It is an opportunity cost of providing financing to the buyer. That means अब हामीले अब भनौँ न open credit भन्ने बित्तिकै that means when you sell the goods on credit to a customer, right? Then what type of opportunity cost is there for the like your seller, right? From the seller perspective. At the same time we could also analyze from the buyer perspective too, but the equation is the same friends. Now let's move to the discussion of the journal entry, how we record it. Just so for example, let's see the January 1st ma we have a sales of 1 lakh on the credit, right? So in this case you would have a journal entry, that is the account receivable account debit to sales revenue account. Now since our seller provided the 1 month time period here, credit period, so on January 30, 2025, how the seller record a journal entry, this is in the book of seller I am talking about, since receivable itself is from the seller perspective, right? So the cash account debit, if we say that you have sell the goods for credit, that is the 1 lakh, then what this is 1 lakh, this is 1 lakh, and cash is how much cash would be realized by the seller here? Since seller provided the 2% cash discount, that is sales discount would be 2000 and cash is that is 98,000, and sales account receivable भनेको that is the 1 lakh हुन्छ फेरि। okay, this is all about the credit term, yeah, and how we could understand about the cost of credit term, yeah, you can say that that's account payable too, which is also known as this credit term, yeah, trade credit is also known as unsecured spontaneous not interest bearing भन्छौँ हामी चाहिँ। You don't need to pay the interest in case of account is that is the case of customer would not provide any interest, so that is called spontaneous sources of short term finance भन्छौँ। Now let's move to the bad debt expenses friends। अब हामीले अब उधारोमा बेक गर्दाखेरि अब regardless of how diligently the credit department investigates their customer, there will be chances of the customer being default। अब यस्तो भन्न सक्दैनौँ कि या customer would not be default। That means when you are selling the goods or services on the credit, we have to take the credit risks. That means seller would take the credit risks, and that is why there would be some customer might be default. Okay, so that is why we have to understand here, that is the methods of estimating bad debt जसलाई हामीले अनकलेक्टेबल अकाउन्ट पनि भन्छौँ साथीहरु चाहिँ. So we have a basically two approaches or method you can say. One is called direct write off approach or method, and next one is the allowances method. Okay, I just try to explain through this figure so that you could better clarify the concept. One is called under allowances, that is the percentage of net credit sales. This is simply in question is given like your 5% of the net credit sales is will be the like your estimated bad debt, you can say that. Now what about the percentage of receivable method? Then in this approach certain percentage of the receivable would be estimated bad debt. Okay, now the question is about friends, can allowances for doubtful accounts have a debit balance? How would that happen? Debit balance भन्ने बुझ्नु पर्यो कि that means if you are a credit officer, yeah, let's say that you are working in the treasury department of the bank, then because of your like your underestimation of the probable bad debt, I'm talking about, let's say the based on your past experiences, because of underestimation of probable bad debt you would have a debit balance हुन्छ फेरि है. Okay, now just look for example, certain percentage of the receivable would be के फिगर आयो अरे 5000 आयो अरे 5000 प्लस that amount is debit भनेको हामी दुवै एड गरिदियो भने that would be your adjusted balance which you need to capture in the journal entry भन्छौँ. But at the same time अब यस्तो क्वेशन आयो भने under what case that's can allowances for doubtful accounts have a credit balance? Credit balance कतिखेर हुन्छ भने when we overestimate the probable bad debt. Okay, that is the way you could explain it. Now let's move to the how we record the journal entry for this one. So simply you can say that bad debt expenses account debit, or you can say that uncollectible account debit to allowances for doubtful accounts जसलाई हामीले provision for bad debt पनि भन्छौँ साथीहरु चाहिँ. अब जाउँ चाहिँ what about the net realizable value in balance sheet friends? In under the current assets sections of the balance sheet we have a debtors, sometimes we say that trade debtors less allowances for doubtful accounts. Okay, जुन estimate हामीले गरे हुन्छ, that is the, yeah, you can say that provision for doubtful account. So once you exclude from the debtors जसलाई हामीले net realizable value or sometimes we say that net debtors पनि भन्छौँ साथीहरु. That is even when you review the book, that is wonderful book by the Powers and Needles, that is the page number 342, financial accounting friends, you would find, as I discussed earlier, one method is called percentage of net sales approach, that is the credit sales, right? And next one is called percentage of receivable approach. Okay, so एउटालाई हामीले percentage of net जस्तो account receivable aging methods पनि यसलाई भन्छौँ हामीले. This is now income statement approach भनेको यो हो, while account receivable aging method भनेको this is account receivable method लाई हामीले चाहिँ aging method पनि भन्छौँ. Okay, यो यहाँ wrongly आएको छ. Okay, now let's move to the what about the factoring of receivable. Sometime in practice like we need working capital for our business, right? Then in that case you would have a provision, yeah, you would have options to sell your receivable to the factor, and selling of receivable to the factor is known as factoring of receivable friends, right? And we have two types of factoring. One is called without recourse factoring, जसमा चाहिँ के हुन्छ भने factors bears the loss arising out of the non-payment of the dues by the buyer. यदि by the way if the buyer defaults, for that default not paying the dues, then in that case factor, that could be generally finance company or financial institutions, bear that losses. Okay, now what about the with recourse factoring? Factor can recover the loss from the client. That means your client भनेको चाहिँ seller of the receivable भनेकै, that is the client of the finance company भन्ने बुझ्नु पर्यो. Now this is the last discussion for today, right? Now day sales outstanding, जसलाई day sales outstanding भनेको is all about average length of time required to collect the receivable. That means कति दिनमा हामीले we could collect the receivable, that is the part of day sales outstanding, जसलाई हामीले अब average collection period पनि भन्छौँ या receivable collection period. Now the question is about how we calculate it. अब day sales outstanding भनेको number of days in a year divided by receivable turnover ratio भन्ने बुझ्नु पर्यो. Yeah, you can say that account receivable divided by daily credit sales. Okay, now where receivable turnover ratio भन्ने बित्तिकै that's a net credit sales divided by average receivable. Net credit sales data you will find from the income statement. Okay, now average receivable you will find from the balance sheet figure, 2-year When we have a 2-year period, then we take the average. And simply receivable turnover ratio measures how efficiently a company collect its receivable. Okay. Now, so we can say that higher the days sales outstanding, higher would be the chance of uncollectible accounts, and the vice versa बुझ्नु पर्यो. That means अब days sales outstanding जति बढी हुन्छ हाम्रो, right? If you take the more time to collect your receivable, then its chances of the uncollectible account या bad debt भनेको बढी हुन जान्छ साथीहरु चाहिँ. Okay friends, I believe that आजको डिस्कसनमा हामीले चाहिँ just analysis of receivable लाई मैले what I did, I discussed the whole concept of analysis of receivable. I believe that आजको discussion would enrich your understanding level, including you could crack the questions if asked in your exam, friends. Okay, thank you all of you for watching this video. If you like this content, please like, subscribe my channel, that is the Finance Guru Pawan Kumar Jha. Thank you all of you for watching this video. Please take care all of you. Thank you.